Hello friends and welcome to Vlogmas. We are Vlogmas day, is this the 23rd? We're the 23rd. How did I not know that? I buckle under pressure, that's why. Welcome in to my Vlogmas series. I am so happy that you clicked on the thumbnail and decided to check out this video. My name is Kim and I'm a craftaholic, mainly with the knitting and crochet, because I know I haven't really given that little intro in a while. And there's been some new people to my channel. So today's video, we're going to be opening up all the advents for day 23. I do have a little unboxing to do with you guys. And I have a little bit of work to show you because guess what? Your girl has been learning to do Tunisian crochet and it's a complete love affair with a new to me craft. I expected it to be this really hard process that I was not going to understand, and it's not that at all. It's actually relaxing, and it is somewhat like I kind of figured, a mixture of knitting and crochet. I like and enjoy the longer rows opposed to constantly this thing, which is still that kind of motion, but it's, I don't know. We'll talk about it in a moment. Let's start off with Advent. So we're going to start off a little bit differently today. Maybe because I'm already kind of hyped up on coffee. I had a late cup at my mother's house because we went over and spent time with them for Christmas. My parents actually live about 10 to 15 minutes away, so I get to see them whenever I want. But we went over and had Christmas with them. And then tomorrow we'll be having Christmas with my husband's parents who live next door and who I am a caretaker for, my mother-in-law. And then Sunday, it's all about our little family of four and Christ, because that's what Christmas is about. As seen here, Merry Christmas. This is kind of what happens when I have late coffee. Also when I've already had like lots of coffee already to this point. But it is kind of late. It's 5:30 in the evening here and no more coffee for me today. So I'm probably going to have to get me a cup of hot tea to kind of get warmed up because I'm still a little cold. It is actually 16 degrees outside, but the feels like temperature I think right now is 5 degrees, which is just insane for Alabama. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of enjoy it. I even walked down to my parents' and mailbox and got their trash can, and my dad's like, no, we'll just drive the truck. And I'm like, no, I want to go walking. So I'm going to add a photo here and show you how I looked all bundled up. I did not get cold. I was warm. I had my big down jacket on and my Age of Steam and Brass shawl, which is actually like a mini shawl, and then my, I think it's called the Écrit hat, but it's a knitted cabled hat. And this was actually the first time I've ever done cables was when I knit this hat. Also the first time to ever see a knitted chart. So I dove right in. And the really cool thing about this hat, I'm going to take it off, but I'm going to warn you, I'm going to have hat hair because this thing has been on for about 4 hours now. So there's going to be like a permanent helmet on my head. As seen there. So this way this is knit is each one of these shapes have a different cable pattern in them. So when I was reading this chart, it was very important to really pay attention to which part I was doing. But I loved making this hat. And as you can see, it is very well worn. This hat is made out of some recycled wool. I think it's Universal Yarn recycled wool. I actually have the green, the khaki, and the gray. I have sweater quantities of this, and it's like a sport weight. But it was a Tuesday morning find many years ago, and it was only like $3 a ball. And it's a little bit rougher. It's more of a workhorse yarn, so it's not super soft, but it is super warm because it is not super wash. It's like real gritty, hardcore wool, and it's just really great stitch detail and just super warm. This is Age of Steam and Brass. This is a free pattern. I'll link both of these down below. And I knit this out of some, oh, I know this, Verdant Dragon. I can't remember the colorway name, but I can put my project notes link below. I don't think they're dying anymore, but I do have some of their yarn that I bought when they were going out. I love it. I want to say this is the Secret Garden, if I'm not mistaken. Back to the coffee. And I had someone ask in a message, am I always this eccentric? Yes, I am. This is me all the time. So, day 23. We are on the eve of Christmas Eve. Oh, goodness. And we're at the Keurig. And Keurig is killing me. They're killing me. No. Not loving that. Great value. I don't even know how to say this. Kahlua Original. Ooh, yay. Great value. Moving on to much funner things. Where's 23? 23. Great value. I'm telling you, it's where it's at. Peanut butter brittle. Yum. Yum. So, while we were at my mama's house, and I'll take some pictures of what she sent home. And I did take a little bit of video while I was there. But she made us some candy. My mama, we used to do all kind of family Christmas parties before all the COVID. And before the families started really moving out as far as extended families. Growing up, I grew in an area, it was a really rural town. The town had one red light and it didn't even turn red. It just flashed yellow. So, to give you an idea how small the town was. We lived on, growing up, it was my grandmother's house. And then it was one of my cousin's house, my other cousin's house, our house, and then my aunt's house. And then the other family lived only like 10, 15 minutes away. And so every Sunday, all the family would come together and we'd sit there and eat. My granny would cook for everybody. And she's the granny that I get all my creativity from. I've talked about her before. She's the quilter, the painter, all that kind of good stuff. But she would take whatever leftovers she had during the week and she would make like this meal and feed everybody. I mean, it was like voodoo magic. I don't know how she did it. And the adults would sit around and play Rook. I used to play Rook too. I haven't played Rook since she passed though. In fact, the last time I played Rook was with her at one of the Christmas parties, and it was the first time she met my husband, and my husband laid down the wrong card, and she told my husband, or she asked my husband if he was an idiot. It wasn't my husband at that point. We were dating. But she was like, are you an idiot? Do you even know what you're doing? I love her. It's probably the way I am. She was this amazing lady, and she used to cook all the time. And my mother, whenever we had these Christmas parties, my mom would always bring desserts. So my mom makes like the most amazing divinity that is always so fluffy and perfect every time. And she makes really amazing fudge and peanut butter fudge. And then she makes these chocolate balls that have chocolate with peanut butter on the inside. And then for my kids, because my kids don't eat chocolate, she actually gets Captain Crunch cereal and melts marshmallows. And so it kind of like makes this marshmallowy Captain Crunch cereal treat for them. But yeah, and so she made things for us. And she also cooked this dinner, which is amazing. That's like the best Christmas present ever, where I do not have to cook. Because I hate cooking. Actually, I love cooking, but I just get tired of cooking. And so she made some homemade chicken fingers, and she uses like, I don't know what she puts in her batter, but it's absolutely delicious, and I've yet been able to recreate it. And then she makes a special dipping sauce for them, and she made the kids some macaroni and cheese, of course, because, you know, they're kids. But it was really great, and I really enjoyed going over and seeing them. But y'all, it was so cold. So cold. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Moving on, because I kind of go off on tangents. David's tea. Day 23. Caramel shortbread. the jelly calendar. Mango raspberry lime spread. Mango raspberry lime. So that completes all the food-like calendars, and now let's get into the craft-related calendars. So we'll start off with the beans, just because. So I just realized that the Jimmy Beans calendar only goes to day 24, Christmas Eve. There's not even anything to open on Christmas Day. It's kind of sad. See? 24. I don't think I've noticed that before. So there's only one more day of this. So this is the mohair tart and carousel horse. So if you saw the video, actually pending right now, trying to get up on YouTube. It has been trying to get up on YouTube for over an hour and a half now, which is Vlogmas Day 22. I guess it's just because everyone's uploading, but it takes forever these days to get the videos uploaded. I actually had to download it to my computer from the software that I use right before I left, and then as soon as I got home, I got it uploading to the YouTube Streets, and like I said, it's still loading. But when you see that video, or if you have already seen that video, you saw my little Ewok that I was using to hold up my microphone. I'm just using the AirPods today. But isn't it cute? So this is actually from the 1980s. And it is a Kenner toy. And the date on it is 1983. Made in Korea. It has its little patent number. And it says Princess Kinesia the Ewok. But is it not the cutest thing ever? I love her. And she's actually from my husband's childhood. And he is like me and put up a lot of his stuff when he was younger. And then when we got married, he remembered that he had her and he gave her to me. Because I love Star Wars too. Which is a lot of stuff up there. And I can't wait to get my own space and really display my loves of geekiness and yarn. But I just wanted to share her with you guys because I just think she's the most adorable thing ever. And she's actually pretty big. Another cool teddy bear that you'll be seeing once I get out there. Actually, there's a lot. There's so many cool things. But I have this Alf. I don't know if y'all remember Alf. I loved Alf. He's actually about the same size as her. Maybe even a little bit bigger. And he's amazing. Can't wait. So the next yarn Craftvent advent we're going to look at is going to be the Emma's yarn. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the days that I opened early last year when I got this kit, and I didn't really pay attention to the dates being on there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can reference back to this Vlogmas Day 1 video. But for everyone who kind of knows, we'll just move right on. But yeah, so I had opened this one, and then I realized that, oh, they're dated. But it's so pretty in purple. It's so purple. Look at that. Oh, goodness gracious. That is all kind of happiness. I got day 23, which is a little bag. Day 24, which is a little bag. But my day 25 is a full skein to use with all my minis. So if you're thinking of getting a yarn advent calendar next year, maybe that's something that you want to consider. Do you just want to get a complete mini set? Or do you want to get one that actually has that 24th skein as being a full skein? And throwing this out there, there are some that you actually get 24 minis plus you get that fifth or that 25th skein, which is the full skein. So those are just things to keep in your mind as you're starting to figure out kind of what kind of advent you want to do next year. 23. I really hope to have a couple advents. Like I said, I know I'll do the coffee, the jelly, and I'll have at least one yarn advent calendar. But because of my building of the she shed, money's going to be tight for me. So It's not going to be like this year, I can assure you. Although it did help that I went ahead and had 2 of these already purchased from last year, but I just kind of went through a loss of craft mojo. I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was something. I was in a place that I'm typically not in. I kind of really like this. So this is a peach base. There's some bright pinks. There's like this fuchsia and a dark plum, dark blues, and there's almost like a navy. That is really pretty. So now for our last advent, which is the Stitchmas from Hobby Lobby on day 11. No, that's right. Day 11, and then tomorrow we have day 12, which is the end, because it's Christmas Eve. That makes sense. I don't know why I keep thinking they're going on. I wish they were day 11. I really love the color palette of this too. I think it's a very pretty color palette. It's not traditional Christmas colors, but I can appreciate that. This has got all kind of little things in there. So, oh, it's got cards. So it's got some cards you can send. It has these cup mugs, have yarn balls in them. We have 3 of those. And then we have 3 of these that say stay warm and cozy. There's 2 things of washi. This one says handmade. Oh, I like that. And this one is a Nordic snowflake. It's so funny. My camera won't focus till my finger gets close, and it's like, oh no, it's going to touch us. And then it focuses. And then there's some stickers. And then the envelopes. I mean, that's kind of cute. I can see why some people don't like that. But I'll find something to do with the cards. I do want to say, before I go any further, that I will be drawing for the crochet book after Christmas. So it'll be sometime next week. There's a giveaway on my channel, and it is for a pattern book of crochet stitches. It's not over here, it's way over there, but you will be getting a brand new copy, and you just need to look through my Vlogmases and figure out which video that is on, because you have to leave a comment on that video using a keyword if you want to be eligible to win. You do need to be in the US to win, because of shipping is just crazy pants. So I want to show a couple of things. I want to show this little thing that I'm working on. Actually, 2 little things. So I talked about yesterday my tile that I'm working on. Tile 20, and I think it's called Daisy, because I'm behind. Go figure. And I decided I was going to use this aqua colory green and this purple and this variegated Miss Babs yarn that had a lot of yellow in it. I thought it had a lot of yellow in it. I thought there would be enough contrast that I would be okay and it would pop. I was so wrong. So I was making this thing, and I got to row 5, and I'm like looking at it, and you couldn't see like the individual rows. Like they had just totally gotten lost. So I ripped it out all the way to row 2. And I'm adding another color. So you can see where I added the aqua for the row 1. The Babs that has the yellow for the row 2, and then for row 3 I'm using this cream. Row 4 I'm using this aqua, and I will be using the cream again for row 5, and then I may pull in the purple, or I may pull in the blue, I don't know, or the Miss Babs. So I think mine's going to have 4 colors, and I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see where I think the colors play better together to make it stand out. So that's one thing I'm working on. And then, look, it's like a little FO on my blocking boards. It's so magical and happy. But this is my first Tunisian crochet, y'all. I did it. I did it like super fast. But granted, it's just a little small swatch. But I made it this small because it's going to go in one of those frames that my brother-in-law gave me. So one of the little 2x3s, this fits perfectly. And this is that Miss Babs yarn that I'm using in here. And the reason I chose it is because it was sitting right next to me. And I'm so glad I did, because for this basic Tunisian crochet stitch, it just makes the colors in the yarn pop and look pretty magical. And it's kind of making it look muddy, but it's really, really pretty. So I kind of wet it and I'm just kind of blocking it out to pull. Now, like I said, was shocked at how easy this is. And this can actually be done on a regular old run-of-the-mill everyday crochet hook. I'm using TL Yarn Crafts tutorial on the basic Tunisian crochet stitch. That information will be below. If you've watched my yesterday's video, it's uploading currently, that information is also on there at the bottom in the description, but I highly recommend you checking it out. I am not affiliated with her at all, but I think she does an amazing, amazing job on her channel, which is clearly seen by the amount of subscribers she has. But what I appreciate about her videos is that when she's teaching you how to do it, she's just not saying do this and this. She's telling you the whys and what that is doing in that stitch. And the reason that that is so important is because if you understand how a stitch is made, you understand how to read your work. And reading your work is probably one of the most fundamental things as a crafter that we need to be able to do. Because as we go into a pattern and we're halfway in and we're in the thick of it, and you may lay it down, or you may forget where you are, or you may drop a stitch. You need to know how to look at your work, which I understand dropping a stitch really in crochet is not really the same as it is in knitting, or is in it's scary, but you still need to be able to look at your work, see where you are in that pattern, know what the next stitch is, know how to go back and fix what you've missed, or if you've missed a whole section, look at it and see where you need to tink back to. And I love that she takes the time to really show you and tell you, hey, that you're doing this because this is pulling up at a row. I love the technical aspect of tutorials like that. So again, go check out her channel. Links down below. And you know what? I'll go ahead and put a little ticker right here for the video that I am personally using to make this. So now that I have this basic stitch down, and once this dries, it will go in one of those little photo frames. Then I will be making another stitch that she has a tutorial, and I can't think of the name of it right now. But I'll put it right here. And that will be what I'm working on next. And I'll probably make that big enough for a 4x6 frame and a completely different color yarn. But those are my two works in progress right now. And that's really all that I'm actively working on. Like, I was working on the Mary from the Stitchmas thing, but I don't have the passion to work on. I'm kind of feeling like scrappy right now. I need easy projects because in my spare time, I'm trying to catch up on the YouTube streets. Like, I am so sorry I'm so behind on all your videos. It really makes me sad that I haven't been, getting to see what you all make and what you're all excited about for the holiday season. But I'm slowly going to catch up. But I'm also trying to watch videos that are teaching me what I need to do as soon as I get the shed to start getting it in the process to get me in there lately. And I think that's just getting me that pull to that scrappy projects, getting in that DIY, like ready to get down and dirty and get dust flying and paint all over me. Like, I'm just ready for it. I haven't really done any major DIY painting and flipping in a while, and I'm craving it in my soul. So can't wait to get on that. The last thing I have to show you today is this unboxing. As you may know, I am a Furls affiliate. And if you do not know, I am a Furls affiliate. I will drop my links in the description below. I have really grown to love their hooks. And to be honest, it's been kind of hard to use the Tunisian crochet hook because it's going from those bigger hooks to those smaller hooks. But because the weather is so cold, and because of the plates and pins I have in my arms, and if y'all don't know, you can see there's a scar that runs from here all the way down to here on this arm, and on this arm it's from here all the way down to here. But I did this in a wreck in the year 2000, and I shattered the bone on this side, so I have one bone here, and I have a plate that runs across and pins in this arm. I think this one has like 9. I have no feeling whatsoever here. Like, I cannot feel that at all. And then on this arm, it shattered this bone. And so I have this bone still in my arm, but I have a plate here with 8 pins attaching it. And because of those, I get really, really bad arm and hand cramps, especially if my hands get cold. So those bigger furls hooks really help me in the wintertime. And I needed this size hook because I did not have one. And I'm not trying to collect all the furls hooks. Most of the furls hooks I have, I've bought a few, but some of them have been V-stashes. But they did come out with the new Christmas theme hook. My mother gives me Christmas money every year. I'm putting up a third of the money to go towards stuff for the she shed. So I spent like 25 bucks because it was on sale and I had a coupon. Well, I had some rewards points and I bought me a furls hook. So that's what she's basically giving me for Christmas. And it's the tinsel hook. So it is so sparkly. Come on and focus. Oh, please focus. There we go. It almost looks like it's glass with like shards of shattered glass on the inside, but all of that is tinsel. So when the light hits it, you can see it there. It creates a prism, and it is just stunning. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. And I got an L because there is some like headband things I want to make in the new year, and I needed a L hook. I did not have one. It's just so pretty. Love, love, love. And that's all she wrote. Check back tomorrow for more crafty adventures. See you, friends.